So all the Leelas now further inquiries. Let's see 3.4.9. So Vidura is going to approach Maitreya now. Last time I saw Lord has spoken, has given the knowledge to Uddhava. At the time, Maitreya Rishi is also over there. So Vidura is inquiring to Uddhava. Uddhava tells him to go to Maitreya. It will start now. Let us see. It is now 9th verse, 3rd Canto, 4th chapter, 9th verse. Tasmin Mahabhagavato Vaipayana Sudhasakha Lokan Anucharan Siddha Lokan Anucharan Siddha Asasad Yadruchayam. Tasmin, then Mahabhagavata, a great devotee of the Lord, Vaipayana, of Krishna Vaipayana Vyasa, Sruhata, a well-wisher, Sakha, a friend, Lokan, the three worlds, Anucharan, traveling, Siddhe, in the ashram, Asasada, arrived, Yadruchaya, by his own perfect accord. So at that time, after traveling in many parts of the world, Maitreya, he is a Mahabhagavata, a great devotee of the Lord, his friend also, his well-wisher also, of whom, of Vyasa, reached that spot out of his own perfect accord. So it's Krishna's arrangement. Whenever certain things happen, especially divine things happen, it is always according to the divine arrangement of Krishna. We can only plan material things, but spiritual things are always planned by Krishna. That day, 20th, was according to the English calendar, birthday of Kamalushan Prabhu. That day, when they were doing Sankalpa, I was surprised. That day it was birth nakshatra of mine also. And our Bade Prabhu also. Purvashada nakshatra, you know that? That day was the Brahman initiation ceremony. It is said it is because of the Guru Shishya Parampara, such bhagya comes. So Prabhuji told this in the class. Purvashada nakshatra is also because somewhere it is the mercy of the Guru Shishya Parampara. So that one person is Guru Shishya Parampara who manifests in different ways. And that is how divine arrangement, whenever spiritual things are there, it is not in our hands. Material things they can plan. I want to make this, I want to make that. But again, when you are making for Krishna, again it is Krishna's arrangement. Out of the perfect accord. Accord means what? He has not planned he has to come here. But it is Krishna's plan. He has to reach here. So who is Maitreya? Maitreya is actually disciple of Parashara Muni, who is father of Vyasa. So naturally, he is like a same age. They are friends actually. They are friends. They are same age people. So Vyasa and Maitreya, they are friends. That is how Maitreya reaches here. So we'll read this. Bindu, read 9th verse.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Chapter 4, Text 9. Tasmin Mahabhagavato Dvaipayana Surutsaka Lokan Anucharan Siddha Asasahada Yatrichya. Translation. At that time, after traveling in many parts of the world, Maitreya, a great devotee of the Lord and a friend and well-wisher of the great sage Krishnadvaipayana Vyasa, reached that spot out of his own perfect accord. Purport. Maitreya was one of the disciples of the Maharishi Parashara, the father of Vyasadeva. Thus, Vyasadeva and Maitreya were friends and mutual well wishers. By some fortunate accident, Maitreya reached the place where Lord Sri Krishna was resting. To meet the Lord is not an ordinary incident. Maitreya was a great sage and a learned scholar, philosopher, but not a pure devotee of the Lord. And therefore, his meeting with the Lord at that time may have been due to Agyata Sukriti or some unknown devotional service. Pure devotees always engage in pure devotional activities, and therefore their meeting with the Lord is natural. But when those who are not up to that standard meet the Lord, it is due to the unforeseen fortune of accidental devotional service. Hare Krishna.
So when you say pure devotee, sorry, he is a great devotee, Mahabharata. Devotee, but there is always a stage, pure devotee is completely absorbed. For that reason, it's all divine arrangement has been done. तस्यानुरक्तस्य मुनेर्मुकुन्दः प्रमोदभावानत कन्धरस्य आशृणुमतो मामनु रागः स समीक्षया विश्रमयन्नुवाच. So his, that means Maitreya's, Anuraktasya, who is attached to the Lord, Muneh, of the sage, Mukunda, the Lord who awards salvation, Pramoda Bhava, in a pleasing attitude, Anata, lowered, Kandharasya, of the shoulder, Ashrovatha, by thus hearing, Mam, unto me, Anuragahasa, with kind smile, Samikshaya, particularly seeing me, Vishramayan, allowing me complete rest, Uvach said. Maitreya, he was greatly attached to the Lord, and he was listening in a pleasing attitude, with his shoulder lowered, with a smile and a particular glance upon me, having allowed me to rest. The Lord spoke as follows. So now both are listening to the Lord. Lord is giving instruction. Uddhava also, and there Maitreya also reached. So Uddhava is speaking this with a smile and a particular glance upon me, having allowed me to rest. Lord spoke to me. So here, Maitreya is described by Uddhava with many pleasing words. Though Maitreya is described by Uddhava with many pleasing words, Krishna actually gave this knowledge to Uddhava. Many people will be there, but whoever is qualified, Krishna gives knowledge to him. And when Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita, there are many who are there. But Krishna says, you are Bhaktosime Sakha Cheti. Your Bhakta also, you are my Sakha also. That is why I am giving this knowledge to you. Bhaktosime Sakha Cheti. Rahasyam Hetad Uttama. I am giving this rahasya to you, Krishna says to Arjuna. Though there are so many who are hearing. In the same way, here two are there. But Lord is looking at whom? Buddha. Even in the class also, if you see, when a preacher speaks, it's actually the preacher is motivated by Vyasa. And whoever has an eagerness to hear, that Guhya Jnana goes to him only. Though there will be many who will be hearing. But the confidential knowledge will go to only that person. Even some correction has to be done, some improvement has to be done, it will go only to that person. Somebody may think, oh, is this class for me only or what? Many times I used to think, when I used to hear, oh, this is actually for me. This is actually for me. So sometimes correction is required, yes. We have to improvise. Oh, it is in this way. Now here, pure devotional service, how to perform pure devotional service. This knowledge is a most confidential knowledge. The Lord is looking at Uttara. Maitreya is just sitting here. So Lord did not give it to Maitreya. Remnants are given to Maitreya. What Maitreya heard is the remnants. But real knowledge is given to whom? Uddhava. Since he had prema more than Maitreya. Maitreya is friend of Vyasa. Uddhava is directly the cousin and friend of Krishna. So much of love for Krishna. In this way, Krishna glanced hasa, showing hasa means affection, anuraga. In this way to Uddhava. Okay. Raksha,
Hare Krishna. Shloka 10. तस्यानुरक्तस्य मुने तस्यानुरक्तस्य मुनेर्मुकुन्दः प्रमोदभावानतकन्दरस्य आशृण्वतो मामनुरागः स समीक्षया विश्रमयन्नुवाच. Translation. Maitreya Muni was greatly attached to him, the Lord, and he was listening in a pleasing attitude, with his shoulder lowered, with a smile and a particular glance upon me, having allowed me to rest. The Lord spoke as follows. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. Although both Uddhava and Maitreya were great souls, the Lord's attention was more on Uddhava because he was a spotless, pure devotee, a Jnana Bhakta, or one whose devotion is mixed with the monastic viewpoint, is not a pure devotee. Although Maitreya was a devotee, his devotion was mixed. The Lord reciprocates with his devotee on the basis of transcendental love and not on the basis of philosophical knowledge or fruitive activities. In the transcendental loving service of the Lord, there is no place for monastic knowledge or fruitive activities. The gopis in Vrindavan were neither highly learned scholars nor mystic yogis. They had spontaneous love for the Lord, and thus he became their heart and soul. And the gopis also become the heart and soul of the Lord. Lord Chaitanya approved the relationship of the gopis with the Lord as supreme. Herein the Lord's attitude towards Uddhava was more intimate than with Maitreya Muni. Hare Krishna.
now, Sri Bhagavan Vacha Vedam Manaship Manashipsitam Te Manasipsitam Te Dadami Yattat Duravapavanyaihi Patre Pura Vishwa Srujam Vasunam Masiddhikamena Vaso Swarishtaha Veda Aham. Lord said, Veda means no, I. Antaha Manasi, I know your mind. Ipsitam, what you have desired. Te Dadami, that is why I am going to give you. Yat, which is that. Duravapam, Duravapam is very difficult to achieve. Annehi by others, I am going to give you that knowledge which is difficult to attain by others. Satrehe, Satre means the sacrifice. Pura, in the days of yore. Vishwasrujam, of those who expanded this creation. Vasunam, of the Vasus. Mas Siddhi Kamen, of the desire to achieve my association. Vaso, O Vasu. Vaya, by you. Ishtaha, Istaha, ultimate goal of life. So I know within your mind what you desire. In the days of yore, when Vasus and other demigods, responsible for expanding the universal affairs, perform sacrifices. So you are also one of the Vasu. At that time, you also desired. You particularly desired. Everybody were performing yajna for the expansion of the universal affairs. That means in yajna, what happens? Kam, dharma, artha, kama. Dharma, artha. Artha means you put your artha. That means whatever capacity you have, whatever samartha you have, you put that. But dharma means the activity. Now, what is that activity going on? Expansion. For that, whatever samartha, all of them will do. But desire, kama, many desire for moksha, but what did you desire? You desired my association. And this is very difficult to be achieved by others. Because you desired, I'm going to give this. You desired me, I'll give you. Sometimes people desire many other things. Many times. Yajna is there, they'll ask many other things. Now we have Yajna on May 11th. What is May 11th? What is on May 11th? Narasimha Jayanti.
Narasimha Jain.
So in the Yajna, if you see, there are many will be sitting. Many will be sitting in the Narasimha Yajna. They are known as Yajman. So there is a point where the priest will say, you all ask the Lord whatever you want. So like that, Vasus were also sitting and performing Yajna. That time Uddhava asked Lord, that time, when the creation was going on, that time is one of the Vasusiks. So that is how, because he's an eternal associate of Lord, he asked Lord. And the plenary portion of Uddhava is one of the Ashtavasu. Plenary portion is Ashtavasu, like that. So he's also one of the Ashtavasus, and because he's eternal associate, naturally, what we'll ask Lord of it. Okay, Aruna, do you know?
Hare Krishna, text 11. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Vedaha Mantarmanasipsitam te Tadami Yattaturavapamanyaih Satre Pura Vishvasrujam Vasunam Mastiddika Matsiddika Mena Vasotvayeshtah. Translation: O Vasu, I know from within your mind that you desired in the days of yore, when the Vasus and the other demigods, responsible for expanding the universal affairs, performed sacrifices. You particularly desired to achieve my association. This is very difficult to obtain for others, but I award this unto you. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Uddhava is one of the eternal associates of the Lord, and a plenary portion of Uddhava was one of the 8 Vasus in the days of yore. The 8 Vasus and the demigods in the upper planetary system, who are responsible for the management of the universal affairs, performed a sacrifice in the days of yore, desiring to fulfill their respective ultimate goals in life. At that time, an expansion of Uddhava, acting as one of the Vasus, desired to become an associate of the Lord. The Lord knew this because he is present in the heart of every living entity as Paramatma, the super consciousness. In everyone's heart, there is the representation of the super consciousness who gives memory to the partial consciousness of every living entity. The living entity, as partial consciousness, forgets incidents of his past life, but the superconsciousness reminds him how to act in terms of his past cultivation of knowledge. Bhagavad Gita confirms this fact in various ways. E yatamam prapatyante tam tastaiva bhajamyaham. Sarvasya chaham hridisannivishto mattar hridisjanam apohanam cha. Bhagavad Gita 4.11 and 15.15. Everyone is at liberty to desire as he likes, but the desire is fulfilled by the Supreme Lord. Everyone is independent to think or desire, but the fulfillment of one's desire depends on the Supreme Will. This law is expressed as man proposes, God disposes. In the days of yore, when demigods and Vasus perform sacrifice, Uddhava, as one of the Vasus, desired to enter into the association of the Lord, which is very difficult for those busy in empiric philosophical speculation or fruitive activities. Such persons have practically no information of the facts about becoming an associate of the Lord. Only the pure devotee can now, by the mercy of the Lord, that the personal association of the Lord is the highest perfection of life. The Lord assured Uddhava that he would fulfill his desire. It appears that when the Lord informed him by his indication to Uddhava, the great sage Maitreya finally became aware of the importance of entering into the association of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Let's see how Lord is teaching Maitreya. Lord is, see, there is something known as impersonal jnana. If personal jnana till Brahman, everything is fine. But I want Krishna. And more than that, I want my Guru. Through the Guru, I want my Krishna. That is what Prahlada asked. Uddhava asked Lord because Lord is present before him. But Prahlada asked Guru, I want association of Narada. That is how I always want to hear your name. Now, in this way, Lord says, because you asked, I came to you. Sa esha sadho charamo bhavana asadu
Madhunugrahoya
madhugraho yamamloka
graha putrujam
dantam krishyad
Drishwan Vishadam Vidya Shtya Vridashwan.
saha, that eshaha, of those sadho, first one, charamaha, the ultimate, bhavana, of all your incarnations as Vasu, asaditaha, asaditaha, now achieved, pay unto you, mat mine, anugraha, mercy, yet as it is, yet because, mam, me, nulokan, the planets of the conditioned souls, raha, in seclusion, utsrujandam, while quitting, dishtya, by seeing, dadrishwan, what you have seen, vishad, anuvrittaya, by unflinching devotion. Translation. So sadhu. When you say sadhu means he should be honest. Then only he can be called a sadhu. Everybody cannot be called a sadhu. Titikshasva karunikaha surada sarvidehina ajata shatrava shanta sadhuha sadhu bhushana. He should be honest. Then only he is sadhu. So you honest, you are very honest, so sadhu. Charamaha bhavanta. So in this way, O honest one, your present life is the last, it is the last life. And supermost because in this term of life you have been awarded my ultimate favor. Charama means this is the ultimate, what ultimate favor I have given you. Of all your incarnations as Vasu. So Vasu also has incarnated, but this life is your last life. Asadikata, that means you have achieved. You achieved my anugraha, which is ultimate. And we don't know which will be our last life. But again, when you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Mama Janmani Janmani Ishware, we are stuck up, isn't it? Whether we should have this as a last life or Mama Janmani Janmani Ishware, Bhavatat Bhakti Rahitu Ki Doi. So it is not contradictory. Every life you serve Krishna, that is the last material life. And it is always the beginning of spiritual life. Because spiritual life is Navanama Rasadhamni Udhitum Rantum Asit. You cannot say, oh, 2 years I did my spiritual life. 2 janmas. Every janma spiritual life is Navanama Rasadhamni. Because Krishna's glories are unlimited. Krishna is unlimited, Krishna's glories are unlimited. Wherever Krishna sends, one has to serve. So now here what Lord says, this is your last life. Now you can go to my transcendental abode, Vaikuntha. Go there. By leaving this universe of conditioned living entities. Now just say, now again the question arises. If everybody has to go to Vaikuntha, then who will be here to reclaim the conditioned souls? Then it is Lord's will to send the pure devotees to reclaim the conditioned souls. Your visit to me in this lonely place because of your pure, unflinching devotional service is a great boon for you. So visiting Krishna, that means what? Meeting Krishna, that means coming in Krishna consciousness. How to take this for our learning? Even coming in Krishna consciousness is divine arrangement. Taking Krishna's name is a divine arrangement which Krishna has given to us. Now just see, devotee when he sits alone, and a material person sits alone. Material person looks at the sky, doesn't know what to do. A material person will think all types of nonsensical things. But a devotee is busy, very much busy. Oh, I can chant more 16 rounds. He is more busy. If wherever he seeks an opportunity, somebody asked, "अरे जी आप लोग ये अंदर घुसा के क्या करते हो?" कुछ नहीं करते नाम जो. Actually, devotee is more busy. Devotional life is more busy life, the more active life. That is why devotee always remains young. You see, a devotee remains young because he is always busy. A materialistic person always becomes tired. Why he is tired? Tired of thinking so many things. The day before yesterday, we had second initiation ceremony, Brahman initiation ceremony in our Jagannath Devasthan. So Vrindavan Lila Mataji, I don't know whether she knows or not, put the photographs in the. And we had an opportunity to serve His Holiness Vedidas Priya Maharaj for practically 7 days. And His Holiness Bhakti Vaibhav Maharaj, our Kamaloshan Prabhuji, birthday was there, and we had welcome ceremony also. So in the class, Kamaloshan Prabhuji asked a question: how many years you want to stay? Our Gurukul boys, he asked. Small boys they are, 12, 13 years boys, 10 years. One boy told 500 years. Oh, very good. And he asked the Grastas, how many times, how many life you want to stay? Nobody was asking. Do you want long life? Enough. Because Grasta Jivan means a lot of anxiety. That is why Grastas just want to quit each other. And I was like, "ये किसका चेहरा देख लिया?" They just want to quit each other. Brahmachari life means tension free. He just has to roam about whatever comes. He just takes not much responsibility except preaching. So then the desire is yes, stay for long life, 500 years. That is why it is said the boon is this present life for you is like how many lifetimes you have changed, and this present life you have seen me. This is a boon. Coming in Krishna consciousness itself is a boon. And your visit to me in this lonely place. Now see, Krishna is there with Uddhava in Dwarka. At that time, Uddhava is a friend, loves Krishna, everything wonderful. But in this lonely place, Krishna is going to give a Guhya Jnana. Where only Krishna is there, Uddhava is there, Maitri out of some accord he has come there. Maitri is sitting, but actually the communication is happening between Krishna and Uddhava. Though many were there in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the communication is happening between Krishna and conversation, communication, conversation, whatever. It is between Krishna and Arjuna. So that is how here he says, because you have that love for me. See, for Krishna, what is more important is love. Upcharikta, Krishna is not interested. There are many who show that. What is real concern is my Krishna. Or I am Krishna's, you can say. Because my Krishna, you can only, Radharani says, we cannot say. Is my Krishna, only Radharani can say. Yes, we are his servants. That we can tell. We are his servants, we have to be very humble to him. Because that much only we can do. And out of love, we can serve very nice. So that is how Krishna gives the knowledge in a lonely place before his disappearance. And that is Prabhas Kshetra. Okay? Vrindavan Lila Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. स एष साधो चरमो भवानाम् आसादितस्ते मद अनुग्रहो यत् यन्मां निर्लोकान् रह उत्सृजन्तं दृष्ट्या ददृश्वान् विशदानुवित्तया. Translation: O honest one, your present life is the last and the supermost, because in this term of life you have been awarded my ultimate favor. Now you can go to my transcendental abode, Vaikuntha. By leaving this universe of conditioned living entities, your visit to me in this lonely place, because of your pure and unflinching devotional service, is a great boon for you. Purport. When a person is fully conversant with knowledge of the Lord, as far as can be known by a perfect living entity in the liberated state, he is allowed to enter into the spiritual sky, where the Vaikuntha planets exist. The Lord was sitting in a lonely place, just about to disappear from the vision of the inhabitants of this universe, and Uddhav was fortunate to see him even at that time, and thus received the Lord's permission to enter Vaikuntha. The Lord is everywhere at all times, and his appearance and disappearance are merely the experience of the inhabitants of a particular universe. He is just like the sun. The sun does not appear or disappear in the sky. It's only in the experience of men that in the morning the sun rises and in the evening the sun sets. The Lord is simultaneously both in Vaikuntha and everywhere within and without Vaikuntha. Hare Krishna Mataji.
The Lord is simultaneously both in Vaikuntha and everywhere within and without. Sun does not appear or disappear in the sky. It is only an experience of men. In the morning, the sun rises and evening sun sets. Sun is there only. It's experience what we are experiencing. Sun is also revolving. Sun is generally we think the sun is stationary. No, sun is also revolving. We are also revolving. Sun is also revolving. Sun has not set. Sun has not rose. Sun is there only. Revolving. But this is our experience. Yes, we are seeing the sun. It's our experience. We are not able to see the sun. In the same way, Lord is there in Vaikuntha. Lord is there outside Vaikuntha also everywhere, within and without Vaikuntha. Wherever Lord is there, there is no Kuntha. Kuntha means there is no misery. That is why it is said, every home is Vaikuntha if you worship Lord sincerely. Lord personally resides. Lord is a person. That is why deity care is very much important. You cannot talk before the deities. You cannot show your ahankara before the deities. Deities are persons. Deities watch us. They are accepting our services. We cannot shout before the deities. We have to be very careful with the deities. Deities get angry also. Huh? If little bit seva aparadh is there, deities get angry. You have to pacify the deities. And when deities are angry, immediately we can see there will be some disturbances happening. Then there are people who see the prashna. They say, yes, deities are angry, pacify him. Our Narsimha was angry in between. Because limbu was applied for him. Limbu and all jalan happens. Limbu was applied to shine the deities. So he was angry. The prashna it came. And because of that, there was so much of disturbances in the temple. Afterward, dahi and all is applied. And every time we are giving him panagam to pacify him. Thanda rogai. So, so in the prashna it came. Your deities are very angry. Some gadbad is there in the seva. Then we came to know, acha, what is that gadbad limbu we are applying? Because the pujari, they wanted to shine the deities. They are not metal or copper. They are not metal vessels. Understand it very nicely. Lord's vigra are not metal copper. Be very careful with the deities. Pura maya proktam ajayanam. Pura maya proktam ajayanam. Nabhi padme nishannaya mama sarge. Jnanam param man mahima avabhasam. Yasurayo bhagavatam vadanti. In the days of yore, Maya, by me, Proktam was said, Ajay unto Brahma, Nabha, out of the navel, Padma in the lotus. In the lotus. Nishanaya, unto the one situated on Maya, my Adi Sarige, in the beginning of creation, Jnana, knowledge, Param, sublime, Mat Mahima, my transcendental glory, avabhasam, that which clarifies, yet which Surayah, the great learned sages, Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, Vadanti to say. So now, O Uddhava, in the lotus millennium in the days of yore, at the beginning of the creation, I spoke this knowledge to Brahma. Tene Brahma Udaya Adi Kavaye Muyanti Suraya, who is situated on the lotus that grows out of my navel. So, in the beginning of the creation, I give the same knowledge I gave to whom? Brahma. And this knowledge is nothing but about my transcendental glories. So, what are the glories of Krishna? GOD, generator, operator, destroyer. He generates, he operates, he destroys. That means he creates, he maintains, and he destroys. So, all these glories I spoke to him, Brahma. Now, the same thing is known as Bhagavatam. Great sages have described this as Bhagavatam. So, what is Srimad Bhagavatam? 10 subject matters are there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Atra sarga visargascha, tanam posham hutaya, manmantra ishanukata, nirodho mukti ashraya. On top of what is the highest in the subject matter, ashraya tattva. Everything is there. Sarga, visarga, everything is there. Nirodho, how to wind up everything. Sarga, creation, poshanam is there, maintenance is there. But ultimately, what is there in Bhagavatam? That is Ashraya. Krishna is the Ashraya. Krishna, we have to take shelter of Krishna. And how can we take shelter of Krishna? Today, again in the class, Prabhuji asked one question. How many of you know how to go to Golok Dham? You know the way to go to Golok Dham? There was a mad lady, Bichara, she's mentally. She rose the hand, except everyone. Somebody told, you're sure Narani Mataji would have taught her. I'm also mad. Mad person will deal with mad person. She rose the hand. At that time, Prabhuji told, Srila Prabhupada says, catch my dhoti and go back home back to God. That is how one has to follow Mahat. Mahat Sevaya. The more Mahat Sevaya, one can go back home back to God. So this Ashraya is Guru Shishya Parampara. Without Guru Shishya Parampara, directly I'll become Krishna's devotee. It doesn't work. Ye me bhakta jana partha, na me bhakta sate jana. Whoever is my devotee, I don't consider him as my devotee. Put that verse. Ye me bhakta jana partha, na me bhakta sate jana. Mad bhaktanam chate bhaktas, ye me bhakta tamamataha. Whoever is my devotee, I consider him as devotee. So Bhagavatam speaks about it. And that is transcendental knowledge. Okay. Gyan Prabhu, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam.
Prabhu has got Brahman initiation.
Srimad
Very good.
Bhagavatam text 3.4.13. Pura maya proktamajayanaabhe padme nisanyaan mamadi sarge jnanam param manma mahivavasam yat suryo bhagavatam vadanti. Translation. O Dua, in the lotus millennium, in the days of yore, at the beginning of the creation, I spoke unto Brahma, who is situated on the lotus that grows out of my navel, about my transcendental glories, which the great sages describe as Srimad Bhagavatam. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The explanation of the Supreme Self as given to Brahma and already explained in the second canto of this great literature is further clarified again herein. The Lord said that the concise form of Srimad Bhagavatam, as explained to Brahma, was meant to elucidate his personality. The impersonal explanation of those 4 verses in the second canto is nullified herewith. Sridhara Swami also explains in this connection that the same concise form of the Bhagavatam concerned the pastimes of Lord Krishna and was never meant for impersonal indulgence. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
This all conversation between whom is going on? Uddhava and whom?
Vidurji.
So now Uddhava is speaking to Vidura. इत्यादृतोक्तः परमस्य पुंसः प्रतीक्षणानुग्रहभो भाजनोऽहम् स्नेहोत्थरो स्खलिताक्षरस्थं मुञ्चाच्छुषः मुञ्चान् मुञ्चन् चुषः प्राञ्जलिरावभाषे इत्यादृतोक्तः परमस्य पुंसः प्रतीक्षणानुग्रहभाजनो स्नेहोत्थरोमस्खलिताक्षरस्थं मुञ्चन् शुचः प्राञ्जलिरावभाषे इति आदुतः being favored, uktah addressed, paramasyah of the supreme, pumsaha the supreme, the personality of God, pratikshanam every moment, anugraha bhajanah object of favor, aham myself, snake, uttha eruption, roma hairs on the body, skalita slackened, aksharaha of the eyes, thumb that, munchaha smearing, Shuchaha tears Pranjali with folded hands. Avabhasa said. Uddhava said, O Vidura, when I was thus favored at every moment by the Supreme Personality of God and addressed by him with great affection, my words failed in tears. Tears speak a lot. So words need not be spoken. Tears speak a lot. That day, his only the Vedvas Priya Maharaj, he did online interview with those who are staying outside Mumbai. There is a girl, her name is Priya. She has a small daughter. So when Vedvas Priya Maharaj asked Priya Mataji, can you tell me what all the regulatory principles or something, some question he asked. She was just crying. She was just crying. And then I remembered, tears speak more than the words. There were so many who were speaking, but she was only crying. And seeing that even I felt like to cry. So there's sometimes this bhava, maybe it's asthai bhava, but this bhava speaks a lot. And the hairs on my body erupted. After smearing my tears, I with folded hands spoke like this. It's not so easy to speak when your eyes are completely with tears. Your voice gets choked up. Now, here, Uddhava says, at that time, he spoke. What did you speak? Let us see. Onishate pada saroja bhaja सुदुर्लभोऽर्थेषु चतुष्वपीहम् तथापि नाहं प्रणोमि भूमन् भवत्पदाम्भोजनिषेवणोत्सुकः कनो ईशः Oh my God, they your Pada Saroja Bhajam of the devotees engaged in the transcendental loving service of the lotus feet. Sudurlabha, very difficult to obtain. Artheshu, the matter of Chaturshe, in the four objectives, api, in spite of, in this world. Tathapi, yet, na, do not, aham, I. Pranunomi, prefer, human, the great one. Bhavat, your padam, bhoja, lotus feet. Nishevana, uttar sukha, anxious. So, my Lord, devotees who engage in the transcendental loving service of your lotus feet have no difficulty in achieving anything within the realm of your four principles of dharma, artha, kama, moksha. It will just be economic development, sensibility, liberation. But, oh great one, as far as I am concerned, I have preferred only to engage in the service, loving service of your lotus feet. So, for a devotee, dharma, artha, kama, moksha is not difficult to attain. But a devotee is not interested in moksha. What do they do after moksha? Just merge in the impersonal Brahman? Just think about oneself. Transcendental loving service, that is more important. In that, you may मतलब घिसता है ना शरीर घिसने दो. You know, the Chandan is glorified. Why? Gis, gis ke. How the Chandan, the essence, how it comes out from the sandalwood? By rubbing the sandalwood. If you have just the lakdi of sandalwood, that fragrance will not come. The more and the more you rub, what do you call scrub? Not even rub. Scrub, na? Scrubbing, na? Scrubbing, na? I am not putting English. Scrubbing. The Hindi medium I joined. So scrubbing. So naturally, what happens? The more you scrub, the essence comes. The same way, the more you scrub your body, the more you use your body without thinking of bodily pleasures and pains, that devotional service gives a fragrance which Krishna smells. The fragrance is for whom? Because naturally you will be sweating. Their fragrance is not there. Somebody comes and sees how which fragrance is there. Sweat that is there. But that fragrance is an eternal fragrance and that subtle fragrance which Krishna says. That is why here, more than moksha is more service. You go on giving service of Krishna, go on giving service of Krishna. The more a person is scrubbed, gisai, choose ke gisai, Gannaras, what happens? You choose ke that person, till the last drop he removes that Gannar. So let Lord squeeze our body. Squeeze our body to such an extent. Let him remove all the essence. And that essence and that nectar, whatever Krishna wants to remove, from the samarthya, what he has only given to us, that goes to him only. On our own, we have not got anything. Our life is for him. Samarthya is for him. Anything, expertise, whatever is there, that is for his service. And how we serve him? By serving Mahat Purusha. Simple. Mahat Dwaram. That is the real Dwara to enter Vaikuntha. How will we enter Vaikuntha? So that bodily pain is no more bodily pain. In fact, Krishna removes that bodily pain. It is subtle. It is a very subtle understanding. Very subtle experience also. You see, when any festival comes, you work a lot. You are not tired. The day you don't have any work, you feel tired. Your Guru Maharaj comes and you just serve him. In that pleasure, where is your backache? Then sometimes the family members think, oh, all natak hamare samne karte. No, it is a subtle experience. It's a subtle experience which Krishna at that time gives special energy. What to do? What to do that time? So in this way, these two shlokas, Vrindavan Mataji, you read and no, just read with complete fear.
इति यादृतोक्ता परमस्य पुंसः प्रतीक्षणाग्रह भाजनोऽहम् स्नेहोत्तरो मा स्खलिताकृशस्तं मुञ्चन् चुचः प्राञ्जलिराभासे. Uddhava said, O Vidura, when I was thus favored at every moment by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and addressed by him with great affection, my words failed in tears and the hairs on my body erupted. After smearing my tears, I, with folded hands, spoke like this. Text 15. Ko isha te pad saroja bhajam sudurlabho artheshu chatushva apiha तथापि नाहं प्रवणोमि भूमन् भवत्पदाम्भोजनिषे वनोत्सुकः. O my Lord, devotees who engage in the transcendental loving service of your lotus feet have no difficulty in achieving anything within the realm of the four principles of religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. But, O Great One, as far as I am concerned, I have preferred only to engage in the loving service of your lotus feet. Purport: those who are associated with the Lord in the Vaikuntha planets achieve all the bodily features of the Lord and appear to be the same as Lord Vishnu. Such liberation is called Swarupya Mukti, which is one of the 5 kinds of liberation. The devotees engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord never accept the Sayujya Mukti, or merging in the rays of the Lord called the Brahma Jyoti. The devotees can achieve not only liberation, but any success in the realm of religiosity, economic development, or sense gratification up to the standard of the demigods in the heavenly planets. But such a pure devotee as Uddhav refuses to accept all such facilities. A pure devotee wants simply to engage in the service of the Lord and does not consider his own personal benefit. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Okay. Let's stop here. Any questions?
Mataji, in the 10th verse, it is mentioned that Uddhav had devotion mixed with monistic viewpoint. Can you please explain that, Mataji?
In the
10th verse, Mataji, purport.
where?
Second sentence, Agyana Bhakta, or one who is devotion of me.
But I am not able to see. Jnana Bhakta or Jnana Bhakta. Pure love, love is there, but mixed with Jnana. Jnana means understanding Lord is which Jnana? Krishna is God. That Jnana. That is why he is a Jnana Bhakta. Jnana Bhakta is there. Like Vasudev and Devaki, they are Jnana Bhaktas. Vishuddha Bhaktas are Nanda Baba and Yashoda. Vishuddha Vatsalya, Jnana Yukta Vatsalya, Vishuddha Vatsalya. Sakhya, Sudama Sridhama, Vishuddha Sakhya. It's Vrindavan Leela, na? This is Dwarka Leela. Dwarka, all the Leelas are Jnana Bhaktas.
Then monistic viewpoint, Mataji.
The English term, na? Monistic.
I think
Monistic
it,
viewpoint. Now Krishna here, Srila Prabhupada says, devotion is mixed with monistic viewpoint. This general statement has been given. General statement. What is a Jnana Bhaktas? That is impersonal Jnana. But now Uddhava is not coming in that category.
that's what I was wondering.
He is not coming in that category. But which Jnana Bhakta is? He knows that Krishna is God. That Jnana Bhakta is. It's not
Then-
Vishuddha Vatsalya or Vishuddha Sakhya. It's not coming in that. In this, a Jnana Bhakta or one whose devotion is mixed with monistic viewpoint is not a pure devotee. Two terms have been given. A Jnana Bhakta having monistic. What is monistic? Impersonal Jnana. That is monistic.
Yeah.
Shunyavad, monistic. That's all monistic. There is nothing beyond. There is nothing existing. There is also monistic only. What is monistic? What is the meaning of monistic? Impersonal. There is no person.
Advaita.
There is no person. Or sometimes considering I only is, I and he are one. Aham
Yes.
Brahmas. Monistic.
Yes.
Monistic. Improper understanding of it. Huh? It's not the term is monistic. Improper understanding of the terms is also monistic. So this type of Jnana Bhaktas, they don't come in the category of pure devotees. Now Uddhava is also not coming in the category of that Vishuddha Vatsalya, Vishuddha Sakhya. That is why Krishna sends Uddhava to Vrindavan.
Vrindavan.
And that is why Uddhava prays that let me be a small lata,
Grass.
Pulpalata. So that every day, let me take, every moment, let me take the Raj of Vrindavan. That is how. But the moment a person knows Krishna is God, what happens? He starts respecting God. But Krishna, he doesn't know Krishna is God and he loves him so much. That gives natural feelings for Krishna and which Krishna loves. And that is only because of Brajavasis. That is why Ragatmika Bhaktas are only Brajavasis. Huh? Understand it also nicely. Ragatmika Bhaktas are Brajavasis, in which he has a spontaneous love for Krishna. Ragatmika Bhaktas with knowledge is also there. With knowledge. That raga is also there. That conjugal love is also there. That sambandha is also there. But again, Dwarkavasis, they have knowledge that our Krishna is God. Okay.
Mataji, one more question is there. Mataji, here Krishna is telling very clearly to Uddhav that his destination to Vaikuntha is fixed. And he is talking about Uddhav, and here we are nowhere near to him and we aspire for Golok. How do we?
We should not aspire for Golok. And where Prahlad Maharaj speaks to us. Does aspire for being in the association of devotees. Even Shabari asked for that only. Lord Ram came, Shabari said, please send me to the Loka where my spiritual master is serving Lord. We just have to ask for the association of our spiritual master. More and more association. Separation from spiritual master is also a horrible thing. There's association. How much we can hear from our spiritual master. Just hear and serve. This should be our life. That is the perfection of life. Hearing, serving, hearing, serving. The 7 days I felt, oh, very good. I had no classes to speak. I wanted to hear. And I got opportunity to hear, opportunity to serve. Anyhow, when we speak also, we also hear. But more service, more hearing, more association. I was just thinking, this is the life. This is actually life.
One last question, Mataji. Mataji, we are talking, we have been referring to Ashtavasus. So initially, I thought Ashtavasus means there's a reference to the 8 elements, but it's not like that. So what exactly does it mean, Mataji?
There are personalities who are serving Lord. Ashtavasus, 12 Adityas. In Ashtavasus only your
Bhishma.
Krishna, Sutapa, they all come in Ashtavasus only. Then Prushni and Sutapa also wanted Krishna as their child. That is why Prushni and Sutapa, they enter the body of Vasudeva and Devaki to experience. Even Ashtavasus want Krishna. Now in Prushni, Sutapa wanted Krishna as their child.
Yes.
To experience that Vatsalya Bhava, when Vasudeva and Devaki, who are eternal parents of Krishna, they come at that time, Vasudeva and it's not that Vasudeva and Devaki were Prushni and Sutapa. No. Prushni and Sutapa are Ashtavasus, one of the two Vasus. So they are experiencing that Vatsalya of Vasudeva and Devaki. That means Jnana Yukta Vatsalya Prema is experienced by these two personalities. They are personalities who are serving Krishna, Ashtavasus, 12 Adityas.
Like here, I was taking the list, Mataji. Here it gives us Apaha, water, Dhruva, Soma, Dhara, Anila, Anala, Pratyusha, and Prabhasa. So water, pole star, moon, earth, wind,
What has been
fire.
told in this purport? Understood. What is told in the purport? In every Ashtavasus, they take different forms.
Yes.
Now this is the last. So they can take the form of sky also, elements also. They are the expansions, na. When the creation happens, how the creation happens? The Parshadas of Krishna, they expand. Uddhava expanded, na. He became one of the Vasus. Eternal associates only help Lord. They take the form of water. They can take the form of fire. They can take, that is why Lord says, this is your last now. You've done so much. Now you come back now. That means even now, withdraw your this expansion and come back. Devotees, when pure devotees come, they are expansions. It's not that they're always in Golok Dham. They're expansions, like Srila Prabhupada, expansion of one of the Parshadas. So that is how, just imagine 108 temples. Who can do that? Who can give Hare Krishna Mahamantra to so many? He is not ordinary. That is why when we speak something about ISKCON, understand, we are speaking about Srila Prabhupada. ISKCON, oh yes, people are taking undue advantage of ISKCON. That we can say. They are spoiling ISKCON's name. ISKCON is the sweat of Srila Prabhupada. It's the blood of Srila Prabhupada. It's the hard work of Srila Prabhupada. So actually, Srila Prabhupada's purity is running ISKCON. There are so many. When people join, naturally, many politics will also come. Prabhupada says, one of the plays Prabhupada says, our Guru Maharaj said, or Prabhupada said, Parliament, Delhi Parliament, is present GBC Parliament. Yes, many people means many thought process. Somebody's thoughts may not be matching with another person's thought. To prove that my thought is good, he will devise many things. That is known as politics. So what is the meaning of politics? Understand nicely. Two people's thought process are not functioning properly. Means it is not matching properly. So one person tries to prove his statement. For that, he will devise many things to prove that he is right. He may take somebody as his friend. He may do some pakshapat. Other person says, "Oh, I am right." He will try to make his group stronger. So that is simple language of politics is this one. And where it does not happen, tell me. It happens in the family also. People do backbiting. So it happens in the family also. Everywhere it happens. Wherever Krishna is there, it will happen in a big scale. Everything happens in a big scale wherever Krishna is there. Kurukshetra, was it not a political situation? The big political situation is Kurukshetra war, where everyone from different planet from different places, they're assembled. Somebody went to that side, somebody went to this side. That is why Arjuna was shocked. Oh, he is my stepmother, mother's brother. I don't say stepmother, mother's brother, Madhuri's brother. How come he's that side? He came to take my side. Duryodhana, what Duryodhana used to do, he used to hijack people by giving wonderful treatment. So he used to hijack people. This is happening here also. If you're socially very good, you hijack people. Like many centers are there in Thane. So if you are very blunt in our speech, somebody comes socially very good, hijacks people to their center. So sometimes you find, oh, this person was with me. I spoke very frankly for his good. Oh, he's hijacked by the other person. Then sometimes there, if they are not socially good, you will be hijacked by another person. So these are, in material life, this all is going to happen. And the same thought process we bring in the spiritual life because we are also not so advanced. So we also hijack people or we also do the same thing. That is why when a person is completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness, reading, chanting, they will come out of all these thoughts. It's not so easy to come out of dualities. Not so easy. Not so easy to come out of dualities. Your Lord says the lonely place. That means there, this type of politics is not there. Who is going to be on my side? Huh. Stop here.
Thank you so much.
Pass.
Go to election.